Good morning, students. You're here with Mr. Sa again. In this video, we'll be talking about how to add fractions with different denominators, or in other words, when we have uncommon denominators. Now, the rules of fractions is we can only add fractions when the denominators are equal. Now, if the denominators are not equal, of course, we cannot add fractions. But what we can do is we can make the fractions equal in order to add them, if that makes any sense. Now, I have a little trick here that you guys can solve using really quickly when you add fractions. So let's say we solve for this question. We have 3 over 4 plus 7 over 3. And now this only works when we have two fractions and the denominator of one fraction is an even number and the denominator of the other fraction is an odd number. Alright guys, now if you guys don't know what we mean by numerator and denominator, the number on the top is called numerator and the number on the bottom we call them denominator. Okay guys, so we can only add fractions when the denominators are equal. Now if you take a look at this, the denominators are not equal. So there's an easy way on how to make denominators equal so that we can add the fractions. Now coming back to the same trick again. So if we have one denominator that is an even number and the other denominator is an odd number, what we can do is we can multiply cross, or in other words cross multiply. So what we can do right now is we can take the first fraction, which is 3 over 4, and then we can multiply by the opposite denominator. So the opposite denominator is 3, so we multiply the first fraction by 3 over 3. Okay guys, so what did we do? We took the first fraction and we multiplied it by the opposite denominator. The same thing we do with the second fraction. So we have a plus sign, we put a plus sign. And we got a second denominator, 7 over 3. And what do we do here? We take the second denominator and multiply it by the opposite denominator. So the opposite denominator is 4. So we multiplied by 4 over 4. Alright guys, so now what we can do is we can multiply the numerators now. 3 multiplied by 3 gives us 9 over 4 times 3 gives us 12 plus 7 times 4 gives us 28 over 3 times 4 gives us 12. Now what have we done here? We have made the denominators equal. Now since we have made the denominators equal, we can add up the fractions. Alright guys, remember we can only add fractions when we have common denominators. Now we have common denominators, now we can add up the fraction. Now here is where many students make the mistakes. So what they do is they also add up the denominator. So what they do 12 plus 12, write it as 24, and 9 plus 28, they write it as 37, which is wrong. This is wrong because we do not add up the denominator. We only add up the numerator. So the denominator will still be 12. Alright guys, we will not add the denominators. We will only add the numerators. And now what do we have here? We have 9 plus 28, which is 37. And this is our final answer. Now if you take a look at this, this method works when we have two fractions and the denominators of fractions are of even numbers and odd numbers. Now let us go to question number 2. Now again we'll start off by writing down the question. We have 13 over 6 plus 15 over 8. Now if you take a look at this fraction, comparing it to question number 1, both of the denominators are even numbers. Well, again, we can do the same method. We can, of course, multiply it by the opposite denominators, but then we have to also simplify it, simplifying the fractions to the lowest term. But an easier way is to find the least common multiple or the lowest common multiple for both of the denominators. So let's do that right now. Let us find the lowest common multiple, which is really easy. So what we do is we put 6 and 8 together and do the sign here. And what we do right now is we divide both of these numbers by a common prime number. Alright guys, so a prime number are numbers that has two factors, which is 1 and the number itself. So quickly let us go through the first 5 prime numbers. So we have prime numbers. Now the first prime number is 2, since 2 has 1 as a factor and 2 as a factor. Now many people also get confused by 1 as the first prime number. 1 is not a prime number, guys. 1 is a unique number because it has only 1 factor. The next prime number is 3, and then we have 5, and then we have 7, and then we have 11. Alright guys, so if you take a look at all of these numbers have exactly 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. Now let us divide these numbers 6 and 8 by a common prime number. So we know that both of them can be divided by 2, so we put 2 in front of this L side. I call this a L side. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3, and then 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. Now again we do the same step, but in this case for 3 and 4 there are no common prime numbers that can be divided by both of the numbers, since 3 is already a prime number. Okay guys, so let us make 3 by dividing it by 3. Let us divide 3 by 3, because the final answer what we want is the answer to be 1. So let us divide this 3 by 3. So 3 we'll put here, and 3 divided by 3 gives us 1. And since we did nothing with 4 will just follow down. Right guys, so what did we do here? We divided 3 by 3, since 3 is already a prime number, and made it 1. Our final goal is to make both of the numbers 1. Right guys, now again what we do now is we have to change this 4 to be 1. 4, what can we do is we can divide 4 by a prime number. We cannot divide by 4 because this is called prime factorization. That means we divide the numbers by prime numbers. Now we know that 4 can be divided by 2, which is a prime number. So we put 2 in front. Now again, if you take a look at this, 1 we did nothing. We copy 1 down. 4 divided by 2 gives us 2. Now the final answer what we want is for both of the numbers to be 1. We have one number which is 1, but we still have this 2 here. Again we have to make this 1, and how we can make this? We can make this by dividing it by a prime number, which is 2, since 2 is already a prime number, and we have the final outcome now. Now both of the numbers have changed to 1. Now next step what we do is we multiply all of these numbers. So we have 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So we have 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 times 2 gives us 24. So the lowest common multiple will be 24. Now in this fraction, if you multiplied it by the opposite denominator, 6 times 8 would have given us 48. It's still we can still do it, but then the final answer would not be in the lowest term. Alright guys, so what we do is we have the lowest common multiple as 24. So what we do now is we have to change the denominators to the lowest common multiple, which is 24. So how can we change it? So the first fraction we have is 13 over 6. Now what we do is 6 multiplied by what number gives us 24. So 6 times 4 gives us 24. Or in other words, 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4. Now going to the next fraction, we have 15 over 8. We do the same thing. 8 multiplied by what gives us 24, or 24 divided by 8 is what number? 24 divided by 8 gives us 3. So we have 3 over 3. Alright guys. Now we are almost done. We do the multiplication. 13 times 4 gives us 52. So we have 52 over 24 plus 15 times 3 is 45, and we have 45 over 24. Again guys, we only add the numerators, that means the numbers on the top, and we do not add the denominators. Now if you take a look at this, we have common denominators now. So we can add the fractions. 52 plus 45. 5 plus 2 gives us 7. Let me write it here maybe. 5 plus 2 gives us 7. And 5 plus 4 gives us 9. So we have 97 over 24. This would be our final answer. Again guys, what did we do here? Step number 1, we found that if the denominators are of even numbers or odd numbers, or consists of even and odd numbers. Since it consists of even numbers, we could not use the same method we did in question number 1. So we carried on by finding the lowest common multiple. So what we do is we put both of the denominators here and keep dividing them by prime numbers. This method is called prime factorization. Now, after that, we found the LCM by multiplying all of these numbers here. And we found the LCM, it is 24. And then we had to make the denominators 24. In order to do that, we took 24 and we divided by the denominator. 24 divided by 6 gave us 4. And 24 divided by 8 gave us 3. So we multiplied the first fraction by 4 and we multiplied the second fraction by 3. Once we did that, we multiplied the numerators and then we multiplied the denominators. 13 times 4 gave us 52. 15 times 3 gave us 45. And of course the denominators will be the LCM, which is 24. 6 times 4, 24, and 8 times 3, 24. Since we have common denominators now, we can go ahead and add the fractions. Now how we added? 52 plus 45 gave us 97, and we do not add the denominators, we keep it the same. Denominator is 24, so we keep it as 24, and that is our final answer. Okay guys, hope you guys learned something from this and you're able to add fractions from now. I will be doing more videos on how we add fractions when we have more than 2 fractions. That will be coming in the next video. And again, hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. If you have any questions, please leave them on the comments. Please give them a like if you liked and if you learned something from it. And also subscribe, because I will be uploading videos on a daily basis. Alright guys, this is Mr. Sa with you again. Hope you guys have a nice day. Bye bye.